Hey, hon, it's Alexis Cierra, and you have just tuned in to my Boss Circle Q&A after show. Welcome to the circle, honey. I am so happy that you are here. If you haven't already tuned in, make sure that you check out the podcast. It is available now on all streaming platforms, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and so many more. I want you to let me know that you are here. Sound off in the comments. Also give StreamYard permission to use your name so that I can show you up on the screen here. I am so excited to have you guys. We have a very special guest today in the Boss Circle. Hey, Brittany. We have a very, very special guest, and I am so excited because this week's episode of My Boss Circle was so much fun to record because we had the same type of conversations that we've been having for years as friends. So I'm just so excited, guys, because the boss friend that I am bringing in right now is our entertainment marketing executive boss friend. She has worked with everyone from Tyler Perry, Diddy, Common, Jada Pinkett Smith, and so many more. A lot of you have already listened to the podcast, and I just want to say thank you to everybody. Hey, Alicia. Hey, everybody. If you are just joining the My Boss Circle Q&A after show, please share this live right now. Share it, repost it. Hey, Donna. I am so excited to have you guys. And I'm going to bring on my favorite boss friend, guys. Everybody, please welcome Miss Lori Hall. Hey, Lori.
Hey, Alexis. How are you?
I am good, girl. I'm so happy to have you, honey. I'm so happy to have you.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me. This is by far one of my favorite podcasts I've ever done. So thank you.
Thank you. It was so much fun to do because we got to have the type of conversations that we've been having forever and a day.
Seriously. And you know what? They just get better and better. Hey, Alicia.
It really, really does. If you guys have not checked it out yet, guys, you got to go check it out. My Boss Circle episode 4. We're already on episode 4. Time is just flying.
Yes. Y'all support Alexis.
Yes. So make sure that you follow and subscribe and also rate My Boss Circle podcast. Rate it 5 stars, honey. 5 stars. Okay. On Apple Podcasts. Exactly. No one. Okay.
Boss Circle. Yes.
Hey, exactly. Hey, Josie. Listen, we had such an amazing conversation. Hey, Kenneth. And it was so much fun talking to you and really, really kind of getting into the nitty gritty of your story, which to me was, it was very enlightening because there were a lot of things that I didn't know about your story. Right. that we covered.
Fun, but not necessarily the very specific details of, what's going on career-wise and how we get to where we're going and all that stuff. So it was fun for me too.
Yes. So Lori, tell all the people a little bit about you and your brand.
Sure. Well, I'm Lori Hall on Instagram and all of my social platforms. I'm Lori Jay, one word, Lori J. And I'm an entertainment marketing executive. I, started off going to law school. That didn't work out. I didn't like it and quickly jumped into entertainment marketing at Turner Broadcasting. Worked my way up the ranks very quickly, doing more and more work, amazing work with people like Alexis mentioned, Tyler Perry, Jada Pinkett Smith, fabulous people, Courtney Cox, just everybody. And went on to a couple of more posts and ended up at TV One as my previous post. So I was at TV One for 5 years, did some amazing things. They have a We Are One campaign going on right now that I actually created. And due to COVID-19 and layoffs, then we parted ways, but I had already been prepping and planning for my own agency launch. And we've just launched Poppin' Creative. POP''N creative. And I am in that business venture with my amazing, intelligent, very capable, very awesome partner, Jessica Lane. And actually today we just released a response guide for how brands should be addressing racism right now in this environment.
Nice.
Lots of great work going on. And we have some great clients that are behind us at Poppin' right now as well.
That is awesome. So just tell the people a little bit about some different campaigns that you created that they may have actually seen and didn't know that it was Lori's work.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say Lori Plus because I do have a team of great people that I work with at every post. And I definitely don't want to always take all the credit, but I do spearhead a lot of ideas and I invite ideas from everywhere and we come up with the best things. So some of the things people might have seen, any of the Image Awards campaigns in the past 5 years. We had Anthony Anderson as our host. We had a lot of great media, a lot of fun shoots that we did with him, some with kids, some with him in a tuxedo, just lots of fun things. So if you've seen any of that work, that was me and my team. Also, all of Tyler Perry's early TV shows from House of Pain to Meet the Browns to For Better or Worse. I launched all of those back when I was in my early marketing days. And it was just an amazing experience to work with Tyler. And I owe him the world. I owe him so much. He's phenomenal as a human being. And he's the reason why I think that I just was able to propel my career so quickly based on the work that we did together. And I appreciate him for that.
Awesome.
Yeah. Lastly, I would say I did a viral video at Up TV called The Christmas Surprise. Yeah. I wanted to get, just a few video views, like maybe, a million. Well, actually,
just a little bit. Huh?
I wanted 1 million in my heart, but just because my heart wants it doesn't mean that it's going to happen. So I told my leadership at the time I wanted 100,000. We got 43 million in a week. We got 1 million in 24 hours, 43 million in a week, where we pulled over unsuspecting drivers at Christmas time and it was snowing. Thank you for the snow. That was unexpected. It was snowing in Michigan early. And we pulled over drivers who went 5 miles over the speed limit. And, when they got pulled over, their heart stopped. And the cop said, "What did you want? What do you want for Christmas? I'm sure you're out shopping probably." They would say what they wanted. We had a team at a store nearby that ran and got exactly what they wanted. And the cop came back to their car and gave them the exact gift they just asked for whether it was for their kids, a lot of times it was for other people. And it just literally will bring tears to your eyes. So if you can, Google Christmas Surprise Lowell, Lowell, and you'll see the video.
That is so awesome. I love that. Now, see, that's unique. That's your popping creative side coming out.
Exactly. That was an idea. Yes. I did it and saw through. It was amazing to work with everybody. I was like, oh.
Yes. I'm sure. Hey, Algernon.
Hey, I need a dress. Holla.
I know, right? Who does not?
I'm a fan from afar.
Okay. A fabulous design from Sir Algernon. I love it. I love it. Listen, your story is so amazing.
Oh, thank you.
For those who have not already checked out the podcast, definitely tune in. It is available and streaming right now on all podcast platforms. Just check it out. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. So make sure that you follow, subscribe, make sure you rate it 5 stars. Yes, you see it right there. And make sure you guys share this live stream. My Boss Circle podcast was created for women entrepreneurs. That's my 9-to-5ers who also have a side hustle and they're building their dream while they work their day job. And my entrepreneurs who are doing this full time.
Right.
It's some really, really great information. Every week we're covering different topics. We're meeting with and having Bossversations with different industry leaders, which has been phenomenal. So this week we had our entertainment marketing exec, for those who just joined us, Miss Lori Hall, sharing her story from leaving law school at Vanderbilt. Like, come on now.
My mom was like, what? No, come on now. In a different book. Yeah. How many of us start a plan and you finish the plan because you don't quit things. You were taught to follow through. You were taught
Yeah.
to stay at it, taught to finish the things that you start. That was me, super A-type. And the best lesson I learned is sometimes you got to know when to quit.
Yes.
When to quit. And that's what law school taught me. Like, I was trying to stick it out. I was trying to do it. I just want to be rich. I mean,
That's what we all want.
You're rich just because you're a lawyer. You got student loans to pay for. And so I decided to quit. My entire body was telling me that, this is not for you. I started like freaking out, and it felt like an out of body experience, or I had knots in my stomach, or I couldn't eat because I was so nervous about everything. And sometimes when you don't listen to that God voice inside of you telling you it's not for you, God will send other ways to get your attention. I mean, if you believe in God, the universe, whatever you believe in, there will be signs when it's time to quit. You don't want to go past the quitting point too much, because there is something to be learned when you quit at the right time.
It really is. I completely agree. Oh, there's your BFF.
Hey, BFF. Best guy ever. Hey. That's why I think that, because he chose.
Yes.
She chose.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Like, Lori and I have been friends forever. For those who don't know by now, clearly. Like, we both have this loud laugh that we do.
Oh yeah, you can ask my boyfriend. He'll be like, that laugh is really loud.
That's Marvin.
And it gets crazy. It's a real guttural, when I'm really laughing. It's bad.
Oh my gosh. Like, when we met each other, it was like we were kindred spirits and meant to be friends.
It's impossible not to be that way with you. Like, it's impossible.
I know. Same here, girl. Same here. I mean, like, who doesn't love Lori? That's what Marvin always says.
Thanks, Marvin. Appreciate it.
Like, we love Lori, okay?
I love you guys.
It has been so much fun, though, watching you on this journey. Because when we met each other, you were actually at TV.
Yes.
Yep, you were transitioning, and oh my gosh, Lori and I had so much fun because she was always my date to all the events. And if you're on Facebook,
Marvin got there.
Yeah, that was pre-Marvin days.
Yes. No, it's funny because we did meet when I was at Up TV, and I'd been at Turner Broadcasting. So for those of you guys who don't know, I worked across TBS, TNT, and TCM, Turner Classic Movies, for 8 years, and under some fabulous leadership and with some fabulous people who I'm still connected to. And it was amazing, y'all. But even with Turner, have you guys ever done something that's so amazing or worked somewhere that's so amazing? It's really hard to leave. That was Turner for me. Yeah. But I still had to know when to quit to find the next opportunity. And that's what TV represented for me. It was a little bit of a pivot because it was smaller. I had, lower budgets to work with. I didn't have all this cash to market everything in the most glorious way ever. But I knew I needed that skill set to sharpen my scrappy marketing skills. Like, it's easy to market when you got millions and millions of dollars. What about if you have less than that? Well, what can you do? And I wanted to prove to myself and give myself the skill set to showcase any employer in the future, or just show it to myself that I got this. This ain't based on money. This is based on me. I am the magic, not the money.
That's awesome.
So so we met each other in that time, and then we went out to fabulous places and did fabulous
we did.
things. I was with Glover and took pictures.
Yes, we met Danny Glover.
Yes, yeah. But
say that again, Lori.
Some people might not know who he is. I keep forgetting that, the younger generation, sometimes they might not, and that's okay. But when we say stuff, or say names, sometimes they're like, who? What?
Danny who? Danny Glover?
Yeah, look him up, y'all. Look him up. But it's been a great ride. And then I went to TV One. I actually pitched myself to the president of TV One and said, I want the job as your head of marketing. There was no job open. I'm just convicted in my soul that that's where I needed to be. And I mustered up all my nerves. I got ready, went over to his house, not before my mama called and tried to talk me out of it. And I was like, I'm trying to gussy myself up here. Wait, time out. But then she was like, oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. You go for your dreams. And I pitched the president of the network. So just because there's not an opening somewhere, create the opening. create your inroads, create your relationships that'll get you to the next level. The jobs of the future are going to be the ones you create, not the ones that are just listed somewhere. So think about what you want. Find a way to talk to somebody about it who can do something about it, and pitch yourself. You got this.
Yes, I love that. I love how you really went in and just created a space. Getting just a little spiritual, your gift will make room for you.
Oh, yes. Amen. And you know what? God and the universe will put people around you to help make that happen for you. Whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you aspire to, think positively about it, imagine it. You'll feel it in your bones when you know it's right for you. And just keep that feeling going. And then the right people will come into your life or will help you get to where you need to be. I firmly believe that. I believe in the power of God. I believe in the power of the universe to really help make your dreams come true. It's happened for me.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. If you are just joining, make sure you sound off in the comments. Let us know that you are there. Listen, you have to hear the full episode, the full story on her journey to becoming a entertainment marketing executive boss. I mean, Lori Hall's story was so inspiring. There were a lot of pivots and turns that really truly led her to where she is now, which is now she is a full-blown entrepreneur with Poppin' Creative and actually has clients. Listen, you're not official until you actually got a client or two.
And you thank God for those clients, especially the early ones. They believe in you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because they're taking that faith walk with you.
Absolutely.
So I think that is just so important. And it was very smart of you to already not even realizing that you're having that backup plan by stepping out on faith and getting your business partner, starting the business that you did, so that when different times come in and you really can't control what's going to happen. I mean, we're in a pandemic. No one could have predicted this. Absolutely. Apparently somebody could have.
But you know what? You still flourish in a pandemic. I mean, it's happening for me right now. Thank God. And even if you think times are hard, there's always a point, for me at least, of confusion, of uncertainty, of despair sometimes right before something amazing happens. So if you feel like you're going through it, if you feel like this pandemic is overwhelming, the riots and the protesting that's going on, I don't want to say riots. Let me just say protesting. I'm sorry. Let me scratch that. The protesting going on is overwhelming. Don't lose hope. There is a better day. I mean, you just have to stick to what you know how to do. Find inspiration from your friends. Alexis invited me to be on our podcast. Like all these little people build your mojo back when you're feeling kind of meh, and into that. Lean into your friends, lean into your platforms, lean into the things that bring you joy, and something great will come of it. So don't give up hope just because it's tough.
I love it. So we do have a question.
Sure.
Mr. Vaughn actually asks, can you talk about how difficult it is to break into television, whether front office or talent, or even with the broadcasting company?
That's a great question. Thanks, Marvin. Breaking into an industry, no matter what industry it is difficult, I think, if you don't have previous experience. So I would say if you're interested in television, try to find ways to get experience. When I started, I basically worked for free. And I did that because I said, you know what, I'm coming from law school. I quit. I've always been passionate about radio, TV, film, but I didn't have the experience. So I looked at Craigslist back then and found movie production being done by a church. And it was small potatoes, but it was important for me and to get me experience. And so I did that for free. Doing something for free can get you experience that is more valuable than anything they could have paid you. So I would say interested in television, depending on if you're interested in the front office or being on air talent, try to offer up your services for free, whatever it is that you can do. Talk to someone, ask them what keeps you up at night. What's your current problem? Can I help you solve it? I'll do some thinking on it myself for free. I will just give you ideas. If somebody needs an on-air talent, look at what Alexis Cierra is doing. She's on-air talent right now, doing her own podcast. Do those things that you can do where you are that don't anything, but that can get you some great experience, because now she can put My Boss Circle out in the hemisphere and people will see how she is as an on-air talent. So luckily
Very
today,
true.
there's so many distribution platforms. So whether you want to be in front of the camera or behind the camera, YouTube and Google has everything. You can search for how to make inroads. If you want to be in front of the camera, you have platforms like YouTube, like StreamYard, and other things that can put you in front of the camera with very little equipment purchase, to be honest. I mean, it's really great these days. And you can do it that way. I also, the third thing I would say, and last thing on that is, think about who you know in your circle, and then ask them if they know anybody that can help you. I always say that you're only 1 degree away from somebody that you need to know in order to get you to where you want to go. I tell my brother this all the time. Like, dude, I know everybody. No, I don't know everybody. But I know somebody who might know everybody, and that's going to be helpful. So think about just your circle. Your circle has a circle, and try to tap My Boss Circle.
I love it.
But yeah, it's hard, but it's not. It just depends on how much effort you're going to put into getting through the door.
That's awesome. Good advice. Good advice. So what's some advice that you would give for someone who is looking for a mentor with someone like specifically with your background at that executive level? I mean, you are like the mentor of all mentors when it comes to that. Like, I can only imagine how many mentorship requests you get.
I received several. I have received several. And my advice stays the same every time. When you're dealing with a busy executive, whether it's me or someone else, it's really hard for someone to sign up for commitment of their time, knowing that they have so many other commitments on their plate. Doesn't mean they don't want to help you and that they won't help you. So I actually tell people to have a board of directors. Like my mentors don't know they're my mentors probably. I just nominate them in my head. And when I need something, I ask for help specifically. I ask, for whether it's a recommendation, a referral, a piece of advice. I just go to them with that because that doesn't require a commitment. When you ask someone to be your, there was a phenomenal video online. I can't remember who did it, but he said, don't ask me to be your mentor because then that's going to require my time. I'm going to want to do a great job. That's a formal commitment. And if I don't do a great job, I'm going to feel like a letdown to you and to myself. That's a lot. And it makes me hesitant to want to say yes because it's a lot on my plate. Instead, ask how you can help them. Ask what they're thinking of and, what you should be thinking of in terms of your field of interest. Create a real relationship with them. My girlfriend, who is a mentor girlfriend, that's what I call her. I've worked for her before when I was at Turner. And anytime I've needed advice, help, whatever, she has alley-ooped me in the biggest ways ever. When I say alley-oop, I mean, give me the rundown, send an email. This is the girl you need on your squad. She just alley-oops, and I've never formally asked her to be my mentor, but she is one.
Wow.
So I think you can find ways to benefit from mentoring without making it formal. So think about who you want in your mentoring circle. Just like this is my boss circle, maybe you have a mentoring circle and you think about the right people that you want in that, and then create genuine inroads with them and ask for specific advice when you need it. Being specific means the difference. Don't just ask. I don't want to say don't just ask. People ask for informational interviews and I always say yes. Because I feel like that's service back to the community, and that's my way of showing gratitude for the blessings I've received. I want to help somebody else. But I like it even better when people ask very specific things about what they're interested in or how I can help them, because then it makes it easier for me to think of solutions.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, hi, Linda. Linda says she is listening, honey.
All right, Linda. Hopefully you like it.
Yes, I hope you're getting some nuggets. So for anyone who has just joined us, make sure that you share this podcast. If you haven't already, Lori Hall's My Boss Circle episode is streaming right now on all podcast platforms, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and many more. Like literally just Google My Boss Circle podcast and check out the full episode. She shared her journey to becoming a entertainment marketing executive boss, honey. And it was a phenomenal show. Like, seriously, there's so many nuggets that you can get out of that one conversation. I mean, it is a full hour conversation of nothing but dropping of gems throughout the.
Well, thank you. I'm glad
Yes.
you feel that way. Yes, it was an entertaining episode for me too. I mean, I feel like we shared too much.
Yeah, and it's funny too. So the same way we laugh right now, we are doing that throughout the majority of the podcast.
Definitely. And it's going to be fun. So don't even worry about it. It will be a good use of an hour of your time.
It really will. You're going to get so much out of it. Oh my goodness. So what's some advice that you would give to anyone who's just entering this space, in the marketing space, and they're having, either they're starting their own business or they may just be joining a corporation?
In starting, in the marketing business, I love marketing because I feel like you can come up with any idea in the world and it's going to, just grow from there. So you can brainstorm the wildest ideas and then just figure out how to make it happen. That's the thing that I love about marketing. So when you're entering into the field, always listen, research, listen, think about, what people want from that marketing campaign, what they need from that marketing campaign, what's going to really pop for them, because it really starts with your user base. It really starts with the end person. If you're marketing to Alexis Cierra and she likes singing and she's this amazing singer, but I'm a horrible singer and I have zero interest in it, then you need two different marketing plans for us. So always think about the user in terms of what they need, not just what you like. I think that's the biggest advice I can give you. Don't always think it's about what you like. It's really about what's going to motivate that end consumer.
That's awesome. That's some great advice, because I think a lot of times people go into those types of settings thinking like, well, this is what I think that they want.
Yes, yes, exactly. Or if you happen to be like at TV1, a lot of people would be like, I'm Black and I don't like that. Well, you might not be a Black woman aged 35 to 40 who yada, yada, yada. So you can't think that this is, your demographic. This is not you.
Exactly.
I mean that it's meant for you.
Exactly. I completely agree. Hi, Kiki.
Hi, Kiki.
Yes. I mean, this has just been such a great conversation. For those who have just joined, please sound off in the comments. Let us know that you are there. If you haven't already, check out Lori's episode. It's streaming now. My Boss Circle podcast. Follow, subscribe. If you subscribe to the podcast, you get to hear them at midnight, like immediately when I load them in. So for those night owls who like to stay up all night, like I do, that's my perfect time to listen to podcasts. I mean, seriously, I can get a lot done.
Morning, listen to podcasts. Yep. Same here.
Yep. I completely agree. Hey, Kamika.
Lots of people in here. Way to go. All right.
Yes. So definitely, guys. Hey, John, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us, guys. Yeah. This has been so much fun.
Yes.
Everybody, make sure you go check out the podcast episode. Tell everybody where they can find you and your awesome company, Lori.
Yes, my company is called Poppin Creative. That's POP''N Creative, because we create Poppin Creative.
Yes.
PoppinCreative.com. So just go there. You can see what we do. If you'd like to get our brand guide that we just released today that helps brands address racial injustice and their statements they're making right now to employees and to the world, let me know. I will send that to you. You can email me. You can email at info@poppincreative.com and they'll send it out to you. So please sign up.
That's awesome. I mean, because that's a great nugget anyway for our small business owners to know, because you still have to stay informed, find ways to make a statement. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, yeah. I mean, it's great to be able to get that advice from someone who is an expert in the field.
Well, thank you. We are experts.
Yes.
Multicultural marketing agency. And we created Pop and Creative because we were tired of seeing brands lose at multicultural marketing or not seeing enough agencies that did it well, with the, H&Ms of the world, when they had that sweatshirt with on it to, people who were using nooses in runway shows to, Pepsi imitating the Black Lives Matter campaign. I mean, there are just so many examples of how they have failed to market appropriately when it to multicultural audiences. So that's why we created Pop Creative. We want to see them do better, and we're going to help them.
Yeah, that's awesome. I see we have another question. Can you speak to the idea of leaving your comfort zone to obtain a career you really want? Perhaps moving out of state like you did. Yes, you left me. I'm still sad. Or changing careers. Like, what's that best way to market yourself outside of your city? Because you literally did that.
I literally did that. I think that some of it is by luck and favor, and some of it is by hard work. I think that when you do great work, people follow you. I think I've been fortunate enough to have people, look to see what I was doing in the marketing space, follow my campaigns when I'm using social media to promote my campaigns. They'll see what I'm doing. And your work speaks for itself. It speaks loudly. But in terms of your specific question, how do you market, yourself out of state? Send people information. Your circle is probably wide. People who work in LA and New York, and over the course of my career, I've built up a really great Rolodex of people, and I share with them what I'm doing, or if I have a question, or if I think they can help. Like just a couple of days ago, someone reached out to me, a friend of mine, reached out to me and asked if I could reach out to Lance Gross, who's an actor and a good friend. I've known him since the House of Pain days, and asked if he and his daughter could be in a campaign. And so I hit him up, and I put them together, and now they're going to do this beautiful daddy-daughter campaign. It's really helpful to people too, because when you're helping people, they'll remember you and think of you when it comes to something that, maybe they could offer to you. So I think it's just being a good person, doing great work, and, making sure to share it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great advice. My mom just joined. She's on Granny's page.
I haven't seen her since your birthday party when we did the 50th thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I think that was the last place.
Yeah, it was the Harlem Nights. Oh my gosh, that was my 30th.
Dang, that was a long time. Okay,
but we have seen each other.
Yes, we have. I'm still keeping up with your daughter.
I love it.
You too. I want to address one quick thing. Marvin asked about stepping out of your comfort zone. There are a lot of times, like when I mentioned I pitched the president of TV One on me being the head of marketing. That was definitely outside of my comfort zone. I've never done that before. I haven't done it since, but it doesn't mean I won't. I will. But I relied on the conviction I had in my soul that this was absolutely meant for me. And I just felt like nothing could stop me. And I was nervous as heck. But I'm sure I had to push through. Have you ever felt like your knees were shaking, but you're like, I still got to take a step? I still have to move one foot forward and then put the next foot there, And I think that's what you have to do. When you feel nervous, think about whether it's because you're excited or whether you're scared. Because I choose to think of my nervous belly when I'm doing something outside of my comfort zone as excitement, as long as I feel good about the opportunity. And then when I label it as excitement and not nerves or not being scared, it helps me push through it. Because then I'm like, I'm just excited. I'm feeling jittery because I'm just excited. I literally had this experience the other day. I was excited for something and I was like, oh my God, my nerves, my stomach. And I was like, you know what? That's just excitement. And then I had, my boyfriend's mom call me and speak words of life into me. And then I had other people and they were pumping me up. And I was just excited about this opportunity I was talking about. And it helps. So just think about, what's at stake. And push through, especially if it feels like the absolute right thing to do. If it feels right, even if you have some nervous excitement, push through.
That's awesome. Great advice. I mean, because I know that had to be tough.
Yeah, I'm going in the living room and I'm like, so got some ideas for you.
I know you don't. Yes, like I know you don't have
Yeah,
a job opening, but I kind of need you to make one.
that's like my vision. I just basically gave him the vision. You know, make
That's
them fall in love
awesome.
with you. This is what my girlfriend mentor said. Make them fall in love with you, and then go from there. That's it.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Uh,
Thank you so much for joining us. It
Thank
was so
you.
much fun. Once again.
I've been blessed by this. So thank you, Alexis Cierra. I'm going to share your My Boss Circle podcast far and wide. I hope everybody else is going to share it far and wide, not just this episode, but all of the episodes. People need
Thank
to hear
you.
these stories. Yes. And thank you for doing a service to Black women and uplifting Black women and telling exactly how great we are.
Thank you. I appreciate that. This is my way of doing mentorship on a larger scale. That's how I look at it. Because it is tough. It is tough to try to do one-on-one when you already wear so many hats.
Yes.
So I just think that this was kind of the easiest way for me to get all of the great insight out there and for them to learn from my boss friends as well.
Right.
That way you get to get a real experience of different industry sectors that you could possibly start a business in, or you might have been thinking about it and you just didn't even know what step to take, or you didn't even think that you had the right skill set. And that's one of the most unique thing about all of these episodes is everything that everyone is doing, that is not even what they planned on doing with their lives.
So true. So true. You got to be able to bob and weave as your life is bobbing and weaving. You just have to go with the flow.
Definitely. And you know, you'll get exactly you'll get to exactly to the destination that you're supposed to be at. You know, you will. So thank you, everybody. If you are not following My Boss Circle, please follow us on our Facebook page. Go like the Facebook, Instagram. We are on YouTube. We're actually live and streaming on YouTube right now as well. So all my YouTube people, definitely hit that subscribe button and make sure that you stay tuned in for our My Boss Circle Q&A after show every week right here on My Boss Circle TV. Yes. Thank you so much, Lori Hall, for joining us. Yes, thank you for joining us at the Circle. Everybody go check out her episode. It is available right now. Journey to an Entertainment Marketing Boss. Woo! With Lori Hall.
Thank you so much. This was wonderful. And thank you to everyone who's been listening and everybody who's been watching. Appreciate you spending your time with us.
Yes, definitely. Ooh. Uh-oh, my light went out.
Wait a minute, look at Algernon's question.
Yeah. Oh, wait, we had another question.
Oh, no, it's not a question. It was a comment, and it's beautiful. I was reading it as
okay.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Thank you.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Algernon.
Each other. Yes. And thanks.
Yes, we appreciate you. Yes, we appreciate you for making beautiful clothing for all of these curvy Black women out here. I mean, honey, you are making us look really, really good, and we really appreciate you.
Yes. Oh,
we appreciate you. Yes. That's so awesome. Thank you for saying that.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Saying that. Well, I appreciate you, Alexis, and I know you're signing off. I just want to say again, thanks to everybody who watched. It means a lot.
Thank you, everybody. Make sure you watch the replay. If you joined at the end, just hit replay, honey. As soon as we end this live, make sure you share it. Make sure that you go join the My Boss Circle Facebook community. All of my ladies, go join My Boss Circle Facebook community. Yes. You get some great insight. We are actually streaming there right now. Hi, all my Boss Circle community members as well. Guys, listen, we have so many more great opportunities coming up to really be able to have a great conversation with some great industry leaders. So thank you guys for tuning in. Yes, Algernon, we know you love dressing curves.
I got some curves now. Can we
Yes, honey. Okay.
I gotta get down to Atlanta so we can meet and properly get, acquainted with curves so I can get dressed.
Yes, all day, all day. Okay, red carpet ready. Listen,
Oh,
yes, we love it. We love it. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you hit that replay button, share this live stream, and tune in right now. As soon as you sign off, just go ahead and subscribe My Boss Circle podcast, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you rate it 5 stars, and make sure that you follow us on Spotify as well, so that you can get the alerts as soon as they drop every Wednesday at midnight. Make sure you join us next week. Thank you so much, Lori Hall. We really appreciate you joining us on the Boss Circle. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. I see Algernon says he got me. See ya.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good night.